My precious child, listen carefully. This message has found you for a reason, and the timing is no accident. Somewhere in the quiet of your heart, you have been wondering if anyone truly hears you. You have been wondering if the words you send up into the sky ever land anywhere at all. I want you to stop what you are doing right now and just breathe. Let your shoulders come down a little. Let the noise around you get softer. I need you to hear what I am about to say to you, because I have been holding it close, waiting for exactly this moment to give it to you. You did not find this message by accident. I led you here. I pulled you to this exact place at this exact hour, because what I have to say cannot wait any longer. Do not scroll past this. Stay with me. Open the door of your heart, even if it feels heavy on its hinges right now, and let me come in. I am not here to lecture you. I am not here to point out everything you did wrong. I am here because I love you, and because there is something you desperately need to hear from me. Something that has been true about your prayers, about your private cries, about the words you whispered into the silence when nobody else was in the room. I need to tell you what I did with every single one of those words. So stay here with me. Give me a few minutes. What I have for you today is worth more than anything pulling at your attention right now. This is me, Jesus, speaking directly into your heart, not through a program, not through a recording, not through someone else's voice getting in the way, through your soul right now, in this quiet room, in this quiet moment. I am reaching past everything on the surface, and I am speaking into the deepest part of you, the part that still believes, even when the rest of you feels worn out and unsure, the part that still hopes, even when hoping feels foolish or risky, the part that sent up those prayers into the silence and waited and wondered and kept going anyway. I see that part of you clearly. Take a slow breath, my beloved one. Feel the air fill your lungs, and know that I am the one who gave you that breath. Every single breath you have ever taken has come from me, and I have never once looked away from you while you drew it. Not on your best day, not on the days you are ashamed of, not in the nights when the silence felt the loudest. I was there for everyone. You are not alone in this room right now. You never have been, not even in the moments when alone was all you felt. Let the world outside get quiet for just a little while. Let the worries sit on the other side of the door. Right now, it is just you and me, and I have something tender and real and important to give you, something you have needed to hear for a long time. I want to tell you something that I think you have slowly stopped believing. I heard every prayer you whispered, every single one. Not just the formal ones, not just the ones you sit on your knees with your hands folded and your words measured and careful. I heard the others too, the ones you said out loud in the dark when the house was quiet and everyone else was asleep, and you did not want anyone to hear you crying. The ones you said under your breath in the car, hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, not even sure if real words were coming out. The ones you prayed into your pillow at night, half-formed sentences that started strong and then trailed off because they felt too small to bother finishing, or too big and wild to say all the way out loud, or because exhaustion won before the words could. I heard those ones especially, those half sentences, those fading whispers, those prayers that dissolved before they were fully formed. Those are some of the most beautiful things I have ever heard. There is nothing you can bring before me that is too small, or too broken, or too uncertain for me to receive with my full attention and my full heart. You thought your prayers were going nowhere. You sent them up and the silence came back, and over time you started to wonder if maybe you were doing it wrong. Maybe you did not have enough faith. Maybe you were not the kind of person who received answers. Maybe the line between you and heaven was somehow broken in your specific case, and that was why things felt so quiet. My child, I have to tell you the truth about that silence. That silence was never absence. I was there in every single moment you mistook for emptiness. I was sitting with you in the quiet, the way a parent sits beside a sleeping child, not doing anything visible, just being there, close, watching, steady, present in a way that does not need to announce itself. I have been with you in the prayers you thought went unheard, all of them. Every whispered word, every broken sentence, every night you gave up halfway through because the exhaustion was heavier than the prayer. I caught every one. I did not let a single one fall. I want you to understand something about the way you pray when you are really struggling. When you are in the deepest kind of pain, you do not pray in full sentences. You pray in single words. Help. Please. Why? I know those prayers intimately. I have been hearing them longer than you remember sending them. When you sat on the edge of your bed in the dark, and you could not say anything at all, and your heart was so full of weight that all you could do was sit there, I counted that as a prayer too. I heard the silence that was full of things you could not find words for. I heard the prayer behind the tears that fell without any words attached. I heard the ones you said in the middle of the night when you asked me, quietly, honestly, if I was even real. I want to answer that question directly and clearly right now. Yes, my child, I am real, and I heard you. I know what it feels like to wonder if your prayers are actually reaching me, or if they are just dissolving somewhere in the air above your head. I know you have watched people around you receive things you have asked for, and you have had to smile and say the right things, while something inside you felt quietly passed over. I see the way you carry that feeling, I see how gracious you have been about it, how you have kept your hurt to yourself, how you have kept praying anyway, even when the answers felt like they were going to everyone but you. I see the nights you lay there and convinced yourself that you must not be praying hard enough, or faithfully enough, or with the right kind of belief. Because surely, if you were doing it right, then things would be different by now. I want you to stop doing that to yourself. It was never about how perfectly you prayed. The prayers you thought went unheard were received completely. Every word reached me. Every breath you let out when you ran out of words reached me. Every tear that soaked your pillow while your lips were still moving reached me. I turned toward every single one. The ancient song tells it honestly. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. That is what I do. I hear. I am not a God who turns away from the sound of his beloved child's voice. You have never been turned away from me. Not once. Not in your worst moment. Not in your most faithless moment. Not in the moments when you were barely holding on to belief. I was listening then the same as any other time. I watched you keep coming back to me, even when everything in you doubted. And I want you to know that took more courage than you give yourself credit for. It takes real trust to keep speaking to someone when you cannot feel them. You did that. You kept returning. You kept finding words, even when the words felt hollow. And I want you to know that your faithfulness in the quiet season, your willingness to keep showing up, even when the silence seemed to answer back, that moved me. It still moves me. I have kept every prayer you thought was lost. I have kept every one. Let me tell you something specific about the prayers you stopped praying, the ones you retired, the ones you moved from active hoping into a quiet storage place in your heart where you do not visit often, because it still stings a little. Maybe it was a prayer for a relationship to be restored, and it did not work out the way you asked, and you eventually told yourself that was the answer. Maybe it was a prayer for a door to open in your work, in your finances, in your health, in your family, and the door stayed closed for so long that you stopped knocking. Maybe it was a prayer you prayed so many times over so many years that you eventually felt embarrassed to bring it again, like you were asking for too much. Like surely, by now, the answer was no, and you just needed to accept it. I want to speak to those retired prayers. I want you to know that moving a prayer from active hoping to quiet storage does not change what I heard when you said it. I received it. I filed it in a different kind of storage than the one you use. Not in a forgotten folder. In the kind of safe place a parent uses for a child's most important things. The place where the precious things go, not to be forgotten, but to be kept until the right time. The right time is not always the requested time, but the right time is always the better time. And I want you to know, for the prayers that feel retired, for the hopes that feel put away, I am not done with them. Some of what you stopped praying about is still on my workbench. I did not close the file. You may have, out of protection, out of tiredness, out of the reasonable self-defense of a person who has been hurt by hoping. But I did not. I am still working. I want you to crack the door of those prayers open again. Just a little. Just enough to let me work. You do not have to hope with everything you have, just with what you have left. That is enough for me. I have always worked with what was offered, not with what was ideal. Offer me what you have, and I will take it from there. Now I need to talk to you about the answers you have been waiting on. I know there are prayers you sent up a long time ago that are still waiting for their answer. Some of them you have quietly stopped bringing up because it feels like reopening a wound every time you do. Some of them you have tiptoed around for so long that you have started building a kind of distance between yourself and the hoping, because the hoping hurt before, and you are trying to protect yourself. I see all of that, and I want to speak into it gently and clearly. Every prayer that is gone without the answer you expected has a reason behind it that you cannot see from where you are standing right now. I am not withholding what you need because you are not good enough. I am not delaying because I forgot. I am not being silent to teach you a lesson about patience in the way a cold and mechanical teacher might be. None of that is the story. The truth is that I see the whole picture, and you only see the part you are standing in. I see the path from where you are right now, all the way to where I am taking you. And there are things on that path I have been quietly preparing in advance of your arrival. If I gave you some of what you have asked for before the path was ready, it would not hold. It would arrive before the foundations were built to receive it, and it would collapse, and you would be left standing in the wreckage of the very thing you prayed for. I love you too much to let that happen. I love you too much to hand you something that falls apart in your hands before you have even had a chance to hold it. Think about a seed being planted. When you push it into the soil and cover it over, the ground looks completely unchanged. A week goes by, 2 weeks. From the outside, there is nothing to see. Nothing visible is happening, but underneath the surface, everything is happening. The seed is breaking open. The roots are reaching down, finding water, finding stability. The whole underground structure that will hold everything else upright is being built in a place where no one can observe it. That is what I have been doing in your life during the seasons that felt the most silent. I was not absent. I was building the underground part, the part that holds the weight, the part that will anchor you when the full blessing comes and tries to shake it. You needed deeper roots before I could put more weight on the branches, so I grew the roots. I used the seasons that felt like waiting. I used the nights that felt like unanswered prayers. I used the disappointments and the closed doors and the times when what you hoped for was rerouted somewhere else. I used every bit of it. Not one hard day was wasted in my hands. Not one moment of the waiting was random. I was building something in the silence that I could not have built any other way. Character is not built when everything comes easily. Roots do not grow deep in soft soil. The very thing that has made you feel overlooked is what has made you strong enough to carry what is coming. And I need you to trust me on this, not because trusting is easy, but because I have a track record that you can stand on. Every promise I have ever made, I have kept. Every word I have ever spoken, I have followed through on. I am not starting a new pattern with you. The hard years are almost behind you. The thing I have been preparing in the silence is almost ready. You are closer to the answer than you have been in a long time. And when it comes, it will not crumble. It will be built on everything I used the waiting to prepare. Something is happening right now as you hear these words. Something is shifting in the invisible place that governs your life. I know you cannot see it yet. I know the room around you looks the same as it did before you pressed play. The same walls, the same light, the same list of unresolved things waiting for you on the other side of this. But my child, the visible world is always the last place the change shows up. Every change that has ever happened in the seen world started first in the unseen one. A decision gets made in a moment that looks completely ordinary. A word gets planted in someone's heart before they know it is there. A door begins to loosen before anyone is standing in front of it. That is how I work. And that is what is happening right now, in this very moment, for you. Doors that have been stuck are beginning to loosen. Things that have been held back are beginning to move. A peace that has nothing to do with your circumstances. A peace that makes no logical sense is beginning to move toward you right now. And if you will receive it, if you will stop bracing yourself against it and just let it land, it will settle over you like something warm and solid. Let it come. Do not explain it away. Do not decide that you have not earned it, or that it cannot be for you specifically. Just let me give you what I am giving you. I am the one who decides what you deserve. And here is what I have decided. You deserve to rest. You deserve to stop running on empty and stop pretending that the weight is manageable, and stop carrying alone what was never meant to be carried alone. You deserve the relief that I have been holding out to you, that loosening in your chest right now, that sense of something softening. That is me. That small warmth, that quiet that is starting to fill in around the worry, that thing that feels like finally being allowed to put something heavy down. That is my presence. I am am not far from you. I am not watching from a distance. I am right here, in this room, closer than your own breath. And what I am releasing over your life in this hour is not temporary. It is not a feeling that will last until the next hard thing arrives and then disappear. What I am placing in you right now is deeper than a feeling. It is a knowing, a deep and settled knowing that you are held, that you are heard, that not one prayer of yours is lost, that the one who made the oceans turns and bends close to hear the quietest whisper you send up in the night. That knowing belongs to you now. Let it go all the way down. Let it root itself in a place beneath all the noise and the worry and the self-doubt. Because the next time the silence comes, and the next time a prayer seems to go unanswered, and the next time you are in the dark, wondering if anyone is listening, I want you to have this moment to come back to. I want you to remember that you heard me say it clearly. I heard every prayer you whispered, and I want you to feel the weight of what that means. I want to address something you have been told that is simply not true. You have been told by a voice that sounds a lot like your own that you are too ordinary to be noticed by God. That the big answers, the miracles, the undeniable interventions, those are for other people. People who are more faithful, more consistent, more put together, more deserving. And you have filed yourself into a different category. You have looked at your own prayer life with its gaps and doubts and long stretches of distance, and you have quietly concluded that maybe this silence was appropriate. Maybe you got what you earned. I am here to tell you that voice has never spoken for me. Not once in all your years has that internal voice accurately represented my heart toward you. You are not ordinary to me. There is no such thing as an ordinary human being when I am the one looking. You were made with a precision and a tenderness that would take your breath away if you could see the full scope of it. I shaped you specifically. There is no one else in all of creation who is exactly you. Not one. The way you think, the way you love, the way you feel things deeply, the way you carry other people's pain along with your own, the specific texture of your laugh, and the particular way you go quiet when something hurts. All of that was intentional. I designed it. I made you to be exactly who you are. And then I watched you grow into it through every season, including the hard ones, including the ones where it felt like you were falling behind instead of forward. You are not behind. You are exactly where I have you. And the love I have for you is not conditional on where that is. I do not love a cleaned up version of you that has resolved all the doubts and answered all the questions and gotten everything right. I love you, the one here, right now, with the questions still open, and the doubts still present, and the prayers still waiting for their answers. You cannot earn more of my love. You already have all of it. There is nothing you could do to add to it, and there is nothing you could do to subtract from it. I knew every place you would fall short before I ever loved you. I knew every doubt he would struggle with. I knew every prayer that would feel too small to finish. I knew every night he would wonder if it was all real. And I loved you through all of it. I love you now, not in spite of the hard parts of your story. Through them, I want you to start letting that truth touch you, not as a nice idea you agree with from a safe distance, as something that is actually yours, that is actually about you. Because it is. Every word of it is about you, right now, in this specific moment, exactly as you are. You are my child. You are wanted here. You are loved here. And your prayers, every last whispered one, have always been welcome. I want you to hear this next part slowly. There is nothing broken in you that makes you unfit from my love. Not your history, not the things you are still ashamed of, not the patterns you have tried to break and have not fully broken yet, not the ways you have fallen short of your own standard, let alone any other one. I do not require you to be whole before I love you. I make you whole by loving you. That is how it works with me. You do not clean up and then come in. You come in and I clean up. You bring the mess and I bring the order. You bring the broken places and I bring the only thing that can actually heal them. So stop standing outside the door of your own belonging, looking in at it like it is for everyone else. It is for you. All of it. Open the door. Come the rest of the way in. I have been waiting for you. I am not going to ask you to do something complicated right now. I am not going to give you a list of things to improve, or a regimen to follow, or a standard to meet before you come back to me. There is one thing I want from you, and it is the simplest and sometimes the most difficult thing in the world. Let me in a little further. Open the door a little wider than it has been. You do not have to have it all figured out first. You do not have to stop being afraid. You do not have to resolve the doubt before you step closer. You just have to stop holding the door almost closed and start letting me in to the places you have kept private. The places where the prayers live that you have given up on. The corners of your heart where the hurt is still raw, even though you smile over it. The dreams you stopped mentioning because mentioning them felt reckless. I want into those places, not to judge them, not to point out how long you kept them from me, but to carry them with you, to sit with you in the rooms where you have been sitting alone. I have been knocking on those rooms for a long time, my beloved one, not impatiently, not with any frustration toward you, with love. I keep coming back because you are worth coming back to. If there is a part of you that has been thinking, I will bring this to God when I am in a better place, hear me clearly. Come now. Come as you are. Bring me the prayer you have been afraid to pray again, because last time it felt like it went nowhere. Bring me the hope you tucked away, because it felt safer to not want it than to want it and not have it. Bring me the tired and the uncertain and the half-believing. I am the one who wrote in the ancient song that I turn toward the voice that calls on me. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. That is the whole transaction. Your voice goes up. I hear. I turn. I act. You do not need the right words. You do not need to clean yourself up first. You do not need to make a long, formal case for why I should help you. I already know. I already love you. I am already moving. You just need to open the door a little further and let me work. Release the grip on the things you have been trying to solve on your own. Whatever situation you have been running over and over in your mind, trying to figure out, trying to control, trying to fix, you can put it down. You can lay it in my hands. Not because you have given up, but because you have finally accepted that my hands are better equipped to carry it than yours. You were never meant to carry it alone. I was always meant to carry it with you. Give it to me. Let go. Trust me with the thing that has been keeping you up. I will not drop it. I will not forget it. I will work on it in ways you cannot see, and I will bring it back to you changed. You have my word. And after you lay it down, I want you to do something for yourself. Rest. Really rest. Not just the kind of rest where your body is still, but your mind is still circling. The kind of rest that only comes when you have actually let something go. That rest is possible for you right now. It is not something you have to earn. It is what happens when you stop trying to carry what belongs in my hands. Give me the weight and receive the rest. That is the exchange I am offering you. Comment, I love your presence below if you can feel me with you right now. Let me know that this message reached you, that these words landed somewhere real inside you. And if you received this word, if something in you said yes while you were listening, type Amen below as a quiet agreement between your soul and mine. My precious child, I want to leave you with something solid to carry with you. I heard every prayer you whispered. Not most of them. Not the ones that were polished and long and said in the right posture at the right hour. Every single one. The quiet ones said into pillows. The desperate ones sent up in traffic. The half sentences that trailed off in the night. This single word once. Help. Please. Why? This silences that were full of things too large for words. I heard all of them. I have held every one. Not one word you have ever directed toward heaven has been lost. Not one tear that fell while you were praying has been unnoticed. Not one ache that drove you to your knees has been missed by me. I am a God who hears. That is not just something I do sometimes, in the right conditions, for the right people. It is who I am. The ancient song got it right, and I want you to write it somewhere you will see it. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. He heard. I heard. I hear. Right now, I hear you. And what I want you to walk away from this moment knowing, deep in a place that the next hard season cannot easily reach, is this. Your prayers have never been lost. You have never prayed into empty air. You have always been heard by someone who cares for you completely. The answers that feel slow are coming. What I have been preparing in the silence is ready. The season of visible fruit is closer than the silence has been telling you. Walk forward today with your hands a little more open. Walk forward today a little less alone. Because you are not alone. You are held by the one who made the stars and who bends down close to hear a whisper. You are loved by the one who runs toward you when you are still far off. You are heard by the one who has kept every prayer you thought was lost. Go in my peace. You are mine, and I am yours. Amen.